All right, Pack 142, this is our Scoutmaster skill session, and we are going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. So Scouts salute, face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. 2. Scout sign. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. 2. All right, Scouts. So today we are going to do something for STEM, right? Which is science, technology. What's the E for? Engineering and math. All right. Hey, I'm old-fashioned. Okay. And so what we have is a special thing today. Okay. We have Mr. Keenan, who is my assistant Cubmaster, and then we're gonna have Mr. Keenan, who is the pack den chief. He's filming, so we have 3 Keenans here, not counting little Keenan, so that's Keenan times 5. Okay, it's too much math for me. So what we're going to do is we're going to learn how to make, you ready for it? Slime. I know you guys are excited. So Mom and Dad, when you're home watching this video, Mr. Keenan, the junior version of Mr. Keenan, is going to tell you how to make slime, and you can pause it, and he'll give you the directions and what you need. So what do we need right away? Let's go on over to the table, check it out. You guys will grab a seat. Guys, grab a seat. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So the most important ingredients for making slime are glue. It can be white glue or clear glue. And an activator. Those are the only 2 things you really need to make slime. Lucky for me, I have this Elmer's Magic Liquid that is a pretty safe activator to use, but if you can't find that, you can make your own activator using borax.
What is borax?
Borax is a detergent. It is pretty bad on your skin, so if you are using it, make sure you have an adult help you mix it. It is only 1 teaspoon of borax to 2 cups of water. So be careful if you get that on your skin, wash it off, be careful with it. So, we are going to start making our slime. William, can you pour some glue into the bowl? Not too much, this is just a demonstration. We have an awful lot of slime already. You can do a little more than that. Alright, that's good. Put that back on, please. So, a lot of the ingredients that go into slime can help make it thicker or give it a different texture. So I like using shaving cream because it makes it fluff up, kind of like dough. Do you want to squirt that in, Catherine? That's good. And every time you add something into your slime mixture, you just want to stir it up really good because you have to make sure everything is mixed together. Otherwise, your slime is just going to fall apart once you put your activator in. Okay, you want to stir that for a little bit? Even if you think it's done, keep stirring. Alright. I'm also going to add a little bit of cornstarch, which helps thicken it in case you don't add enough activator. And it makes the slime a little heavier. Ooh, wind.
It looks like
You gotta mix that really well.
Angry.
I'll get that now. So, these are a bunch of slimes that we made yesterday. And they're all different kinds. You can add a lot of things to them. Different colors, different smells. If you have something like an essential oil or even conditioner or hand cream. Okay, so now our mixture is pretty well put together. So you're going to add the activator. It's always good to add less than you think you need because you can always add more later. But if you over-activate your slime, it's a lot harder to put together. So I'm just adding in a capful of this. Doesn't have to be an exact amount. Thank you. And once you start mixing it, it'll sort of turn into like marshmallow fluff, right? Kind of looks like that.
It will become this.
Eventually, yeah. And if you think, oh no, I did it wrong, keep stirring because it'll probably come together. Do you want to keep stirring that, William?
Sure.
Go.
Ooh, this is getting really hard.
Mm-hmm. What's happening is the activator, the glue, for the same reason that glue is sticky, it actually makes these really long chains of chemicals at a really microscopic level. And the activator helps change the way that those chains of chemicals look, so that way it can stretch without just sort of sliding everywhere, kind of like glue would normally. All right, I'm going to add a little more activator.
It looks like a brain. Dad, it looks like a brain.
Now, if you were using borax, you should absolutely keep using the spoon. But for this one, once it's mixed in, I just like getting my hands in there. It becomes easier to mix, kind of like a bread dough. And again, it looks like it's not going to work, but you just have to keep mixing it together.
It will eventually come slime.
Mm-hmm. And this is also a good time to add color if you want. William, do you want to grab that red for me?
Sure. It might become pink. Oh no. If you mix the color into it.
It might become pink.
No, it's on my finger. Or it can become this color. Or it can become this color. This
Thank
color
you.
or this color it could become.
And we're just using regular food dye for the coloring.
Yeah,
Might
but
come
you
off
don't
on your
have
hands,
to
but it
if
washes
you have
out.
something. You don't have to if you have something else that you can use.
William,
To color.
can you get me more activator, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
It will eventually come sticky slime.
I think the fun thing about making slime is that it's an experiment every time. And you can just pour it in there. Thank you.
I love slime. I love it. I can't tell you how much I love slime.
I'm glad you love slime. And see how we added more of the activator and it broke apart. But if you keep mixing it, it'll come back together.
It might become this if you put glitter in it. And then you...
Can you take out the orange one, William? So, if you add a lot of activator, you'll get something that's kind of stiff. Like that. How it's sort of hard to pull apart. But if you add a little, like we did, you get something that just kind of stretches.
It sort of looks... It breaks apart easily. Mine is too.
And that's it.
All right, so guys, you and gals can do this at home. All this material can be found in the house or a quick run to Stop and Shop, and you can pick these items up and you can make slime. Now, you're probably saying to yourself, why make slime? What's the advantage of making slime? Why make slime, Mr. Keenan?
So slime is actually really interesting for the states of matter. So from kindergarten all the way through 5th, 6th grade, you'll learn solids, liquids, gases. And slime is interesting because it is actually something called non-Newtonian, which is a big word, and it means it's in the middle of a solid and a liquid. So there's a lot of cool things that are happening at the really, really tiny chemical level that you'll learn about in school. And actually, I know there's a couple teachers in Meeting House who've made slime in their class, so if you go into Meeting House and you have one of those teachers, you'll be an expert.
So I'm going to tell you guys a quick little story about somebody, okay? And how this all ties together. So, a while ago, right before World War II broke out, there was a young man, and you know whose name was? His name was Neil Armstrong. Now,
Oh, I know that guy.
what did that guy do?
He went to the moon.
He went to the moon, right? Now, Neil Armstrong grew up in a very small town out in the Midwest, but he liked to read. And he liked to go to school and learn new things. And some of the things he liked to learn was science. And one of the things that Neil Armstrong wanted to do as a kid was learn how to fly. Now, you all think that just being a pilot means you get in an airplane and you operate the controls and you fly it. That's not really true. To be a really good pilot, you have to learn why the airplane flies. Now, we're going to actually save that for a different lesson. We're going to make some paper airplanes and learn why an airplane flies. But Neil Armstrong, in addition to actually learning how to fly the airplane, he understood the science. Now, something that you all might not know, Neil Armstrong was a pilot. He was a pilot in the military. He was an early scientist because you had to be an astronaut to be a scientist. But when he was a teenager, you know what else Neil Armstrong was?
What?
Matthew?
Eagle Scout.
He was an Eagle Scout. And when he went to the moon, what's important about him going to the moon? How many people have gone to the moon? I don't know, 13, 15, 16?
100.
No, very few people have gone to the moon. But Neil Armstrong was the first man to walk on the moon. And he was the first person to go there. He was also an Eagle Scout. So think about this. The first person to ever step on the moon was an Eagle Scout. And part of the thing was he was interested in science. He was interested in learning about things. And that got him way beyond the Earth, all the way up into the moon. And that's something for you guys to aspire to. Okay? All right, Scouts, I want to thank you all for joining us for our Cub Scout skill session. I did promise you we're going to make ice cream in a Ziploc bag. I'm trying to perfect that, so that will be coming up soon. We're also going to do a skill session on how to make fire without matches. We're going to show that one. And we're also going to, I have people walking around me, and we're also going to do a couple other interesting things. And the parents, be look out for an email about what we're going to do going over for the summertime, since we still have some restricted activities because of the pandemic. Thank you very much, and you have a good night.